it is time to cast some Age of Mythology Retold multiplayer matches, ladies and gentlemen. We have got in the blue color, playing as Hades, this is AC. And his opponent on the other side, a boss of the Tigers in the red color, playing as Oranos. Sorry for the cringe camera spin. Oh my god, my door just slammed. I jumped. Alright, for whatever reason, the mouse scrolling works, but the keyboard buttons don't work, which is very awkward because I like to use that for spectating. Anyways, what has been improved, however, for the spectator mode for this launch, is that now we can see both players' production bars at the same time. This is a fantastic change. I no longer have to guess what the players are doing, I can just see it. The map is, I believe this is Nile Shallows, with all these gold mines in the water, but there's no actual water, this is shallow water, you can't actually make a dock here. Now, as far as the matchup goes, AC will be probably pretty defensive to begin with, and eventually we'll be looking at the Oranos player, you know, probably booming up a little bit to catch up with the Hades, or we could be seeing a little bit of pressure, but in Retold, the Terma are just not that good. So I'll be really curious to see what direction Tigerboss wants to take this in. Perhaps we're gonna be looking at a bunch of more middle raids or something like that. It's gonna be a pretty quick advance as well from AC. He has a singular villager on the temple. I usually put more on the gold so that I can get a faster tempo. Then I put all the villagers on the temple, get a faster advance. But going slower for Hades, especially if you're gonna be getting a second town center, I think is beneficial here. You'll have more resources gathered and all that kind of stuff, so I approve for sure. Now, he doesn't have the food yet to advance. These extra villagers have been on gold, so that to me signifies that indeed he does want to get that second town center up against our Oranos player. But this is such a really open map. I mean, look at this spot. We have got these giant gaps between the forests. There is a gold mine to secure, to be fair, but I think this is raiding season for Oranos. He still has his bonus for movement speed on the infantry, which is great for the Murmillo. So I think Oceanus Murmillo raids are gonna be the order of the day for our Atlantean player. Got the second manor coming up as well. It's quite early for it, but you might as well. You might as well. Anyways, Athena versus Prometheus, sorry. I still need to get used to them being in that spot. Like, you know, in StarCraft, these would be below each other and like clearly segmented with player colors and whatever. And now I just have to look at the top side, but the panels are so similar in hue that I don't know. I'm gonna have to get used to this form of casting, but the tools are there. It's just me that needs to get good at this point. Although if the devs want to make it cleaner, I'd welcome that. Anyways, we have the bare minimums. Now, do we get a hero? Achilles is coming and Ajax is already out. We have got the Minotaur as well on the field, looking dapper, carrying a giant double-sided axe, which makes it heavier, not necessarily more useful, but it's definitely cooler. So with his style points, he'll be crossing the map. There is a Terma already turned into a hero to counter this thing. And Tigerboss is in fact finding it, but he's not using attack move, he used a regular move, and thus he'll be walking right past it. In fact, it's gonna be double Terma from our Atlantean player. To my great surprise, I mean, these guys are not particularly strong, and in fact, I cannot see their stats because I'm on the wrong player. I have to switch the player to see the goddamn stats. So that's a bunch of bullshit right there. That's something the devs have to fix. I take it back what I said earlier. How terrible is that, man? Anyways, I will just pretend that everything's fine. The game is not officially launched yet, right, guys? As long as it doesn't desync, at least we have a game to watch. Anyways, the two heroes and the Minotaur should be able to handle this for the most part, especially with additional units coming in. Unfortunately, they happen to be Toxotes, and the Terma absolutely shreked them. Everybody's running away from the heroes, of course, but you know what? These are good trades for our Atlantean player, especially if that Minotaur somehow goes down. Well, the Oracle is distracting it. What is AC doing? You gotta go home to your base, buddy. That Catapeltis, though, is fast. Can keep up with that Minotaur, even though it's 4.5 speed. That's better than most infantry units. Well, the Oranos infantry is faster, so you do get that. How do I really feel? I think you guys heard. I'm frustrated with bad spectating experiences, so I've done my share over the years. So I want Retold to be just shiny, you know. That's the place it's coming from. I don't hate on the devs. It's just, can we just have a clean spectating experience, please? Pretty please. Anyways, pickaxe is coming in, more Catapeltis and Terma and Chiroballista, so it's pure counter-barrack stuff, guys. The whole mix from the counter-barracks. The Atlantean army will be fantastic at winning fights. It will be terrible at fighting against buildings. So there's not gonna be any threat of entering that Hades base, especially with Sentinel potentially getting placed down later down the line. Catapeltis finds the hunting villagers, that's a big deal. Now our Oranos player can go after all that, especially if all these units come along. But I guess they're defenders to keep everything at home safe. A little bit of berry picking, a little bit of pig eating, a little bit of chicken eating. Got good variety in there. Unfortunately, Age of Mythology doesn't care about that. You care about the gather rates. So if you look at those villagers after this fight, I think this is gonna be just a full retreat, by the way, until it's not. Tigerboss as villagers. See the gather rates 1.2 versus 1.35. 1.35. You don't want to gather berries if you can avoid it. Once you have more villagers, the lower gather rate does make sense. So, you know, once you have a bigger economy, you can shift to berries and still make use of them before you go farming. I think that's great. But early on, when you're limited in number, you want the best possible efficiency. Jesus, I can't speak. This is not going on YouTube. Wait, I'm live streaming on YouTube. Shit. Okay. We'll try to do better next time. Mission filed. Anyway, got a bunch of Prometheans. 3 of them getting queued up. That will be a good addition to the army. Actually, this is one of the few units I don't like how they look in Retold. Everything else is so cool, and then the Prometheans are like, I don't know, man. I know they're supposed to be clay figurines, but still made by a Titan. And they kind of look like they're made by a 5-year-old. I don't know. Isn't he cute? I don't know. It's a hard sell to me. Anyways, we got the big fight coming down. Cavalry getting on top of the Terma. Restoration helping them out. This is looking pretty damn good. The Toxotes getting to focus fire on the Catapeltis is a pretty good time for them. But the Catapeltis, without restoration, should be able to handle the Hippeus. I have to call them now, not Hippicon. You got a name change. The Toxotes are falling behind. They're not moving, rather. And the Hippeus get bonked with a big rod. Oh my goodness. And we've got a giant god power cast here as well. Shockwaving everyone to their deaths. Scattering the army. Neutering cohesion. And I think AC might just be toast. He's definitely going to have to pull a big comeback to sort this out. That was a huge army loss. Look at all that red on the top bars. Now trying to take over. Tigerboss has 56 military population to just 18. And 46 civilian population to 37. This is a huge advantage. Even with the slightly less favorable gather rates. Look, AC is now also having to move to berry bushes. There's just no other safe source. Granted, Hades gets back a bunch of shades, which would have been very helpful had they not rallied across the map, getting picked off by units left and right like this. Yeah, that's rough, buddy. Prometheans have one good thing about them. If it's not their looks, it's the fact that they have crush damage. It's not much, but you really need a little crush damage to deal with buildings, because this army ain't gonna do it. You got what, Terma with 3.1 pierce damage per second. If they're not shooting at a archer unit, you might as well be tickling them. Catapulties, similar situation, but with cavalry, except they're a little better at 5.5 hack, and that also kind of does something to building, like 30% resist versus 90% between melee and ranged attacks. Finally, we got the Murmillos getting added in. We have really fast attacks, a lot of DPS, overall a really strong unit, comparable to Hoplites actually, but with Oranos, they're speedy boys. At 4.5, that's not too bad at all. Labyrinth of Minos upgrade is coming in. It does not make Minotaurs cheaper like in the original game. It makes them Giga Chads, however. They'll be so much stronger and so much faster. You have to switch to AC to see the stats, but watch this. Anytime now. Anytime now, it's more health and speed. Oh. I'm on the wrong freaking player. Ah! It was 4.5 speed originally, now it's 5.3. And it was like 380 health, now it's 480. I don't remember the original health actually, I'm just trying. And probably failing. Anyway. How do you turn off the automate? Oh god, chaos. Heroic Age. I didn't notice what's happening. A shockwave to top it off. Jesus Christ. That was such a good engagement here by Tigerboss. This is game ending. No doubt. No doubt about it. Wow, that was so good. The new chaos makes enemy units fight themselves as well as you. It makes them neutral basically. So it locks them in place there. You can't give them orders. Then you wreck their face. Then you shockwave them. This is nuts, man. A guaranteed fight one. And then a ton of free heroes getting used. Valor recharges very quickly, which was a little bit of favor. You have oracles anyway, so you might as well spend that when you have this many Prometheans already. They are also upgraded. You can see their lava bodies doing lava body things. Now, the question in the chat was, how do you turn off the automatic training of villagers? You got this little icon and you right click, or you press Alt and Q for the villagers. And if you play with military auto Q, then you know, whatever the hotkey is plus Alt. Now, Heroic Age does mean that we get better units for Atlantean. Don't have to rely on Murmillo when you can get Contarius, when you can get Arcus. I'm sure that's gonna be on the menu soon enough. Currently it's just Contarius. No second town center yet for either player, obviously, because we are so heavily committed to the fighting here. Yodesla says his casts randomly freeze. I think it depends on the game, dude. Like, I don't have any issues in this particular match, but I've certainly seen what you're talking about, so I just haven't figured out yet what's causing it. We'll get there. Or the devs will fix it before we get there, hopefully. That will be even better. Oh man, that's a lot of Minotaurs throwing units around. Tigerboss will need a bunch of heroes, for sure, and getting so many units picked off is definitely helpful for AC. But still, he's going up against a mountain. 170 population here versus just 100. The villagers are getting caught. There's no way they can get out of here, surely. Even if the army was here to help, there are further units to engage them here. The surround is nearly full. Villagers do sneak out, but like, they're dead anyway. It doesn't matter. It's too much here. Lots of units getting queued up. Aphrodite is going to be in, which means we're going to see some Nemean Lion spam. The gold mine has been somehow secured by AC, which is a testament to his power. But yeah, there's a fortress now. Here for Tigerboss. Oh, he's starting to lose some citizens. This could work well for AC. The counterattack on the town center is fascinating. There's a palace coming up though. The tower upgrade is in time as well. But guess what? AC has access to Curse. He can use that anytime. Oh, that's a decent one. Bunch of piggies coming in. But you know what? I think if Tigerboss just repairs this town center, I think he might have enough here. And honestly, yeah, that looks like it's been defeated. Maybe the TC goes down, but whatever. The entire army died for it. He can take it. It's not even gonna die. Jesus Christ, 40 health. Oh my god. You know, I had a game like this that I, the night this launched, when I didn't stream actually. I was facing a Loki player and I got all in with Walking Woods and the Mountain Giant. And I put like 20 Greek villagers, used Restoration, and it survived at like 10 hit points. It was so funny. Maybe I have the replay somewhere. Oh my god, this is so funny. Alright. Now that was something. Anyways, there's no way AC can pull this back at this point. Once again, the population is doubling between Tigerboss and AC. He's holding his gold mine, he's held his TC, he's killed an entire army. Now it's just a matter of these units actually crossing the map to do some damage. The Satyr will go down to Achilles. He's a bit of a tanky boy, so good job there. Every little bit counts, right? But I don't see how you can bring this match back in particular. Medium archers coming in, but there's no resources really to make an army back at this point. With 51 villagers, situation is gonna be rough, especially with them being caught out here. If there had been an extra minute, maybe AC can remake an army, but there isn't a minute. Tigerboss is here now. He's gonna break through the walls or just run around the forest and not attack anything. That's an option. He's breaking through the wall. He found it. This is his way in. Alright, AC needs to give up. It's a ranked game, it's for points, okay? It matters. There's a leaderboard now. You gotta put some respect on this guy's name. Alright, here comes the big army. This is over. AC holding on until the fat lady sings. There's no fat lady here, however. There are Minotaurs. Close enough. They are bull Minotaurs. Wait. Hecate is coming in, guys. Hecate is coming in. This is gonna be very, very over the moment Tigerboss reaches Mythic. No! No! You needed to let him get Mythic so that the caster is always right. Damn it.